Time for an update. If you watched my last video, then you'll know that I went and had prostate cancer surgery. In fact, as I sit here and do this, this time last week I was on the operating table having the surgery. The surgery went well. I'm alive. That's a good result. I was actually honestly concerned about that. I am battered and bruised. I am in light to moderate pain, fairly constant discomfort, very bruised, very battered, but all of that is getting better, and it clearly will continue to get better. None of it's a real big problem. It slows me down. It means that I'm definitely staying at home for the next few days. I'm not going to be doing any mountain climbing or riding my bike for a little while. But no, it's good. I feel positive. I feel like, you know, the sun's shining outside and the sun's shining inside as well. So let me tell you a little bit about what happened. Surgery, the surgeon's review as he discharged me was that it was entirely routine. I'm pretty sure those are the words he used. Entirely routine, and in this context, entirely routine is just about perfect as far as I'm concerned. The initial feedback on the surgery, you know, given initial expectations. So we went in hoping to do what's called robotically assisted radical prostatectomy with Retsia sparing. We were also doing frozen section biopsies during the surgery so that we could try and do some nerve preservation. Now that was the brief, and so the surgery went ahead. We were not able to do the Retsia sparing. The nerves in the cave of Retzius were already too far gone, and there was no hope of recovering them. And in the compromise that the surgeon has to make, you know, he's kind of in a battlefield. He's got to make the decision there and then. He chose to remove those nerves, but on the positive side, he managed to retain all the muscle tissue that supports the bladder. So, in his view, the end position, the expectation is the same, given what he's done, he's expecting me to be fully continent within a couple of weeks. So that's a positive, that's okay. The other end of the surgery, the removal of the prostate, was fairly straightforward and routine, as he said, but the amazing thing is the frozen section biopsies allowed him to do some nerve sparing. If you watched my last video, then you might understand what the nerve sparing is about. If you don't, I'm not going to try and explain it again here. Just go back and watch that one. It wasn't just some nerve sparing, it was more or less complete. Apart from the sort of minor damage done by dissection, the nerves, both nerve bundles, were completely retained. So that's just a staggeringly good result. Here we are a week after the surgery. I'm recovering. Every day is better than the last. In about a week from now, I'll go and see all the urology nurses who will remove all my catheters and drips and bits and pieces, and they'll do some basic checks on me and make sure that I'm on course for a good recovery. And then 10 days after that, I'll go and see the surgeon, and we'll go through all the pathology and histology of the surgery. So everything that was taken out is going to be checked, or will be in the lab now being checked, and those results will be available for that meeting. The expectation is that it's all good. The surgeon did tell me when he discharged me on Friday that all the lymph glands in the area which he removed in his experience, and we have to trust him, in his experience, were all clear of cancer, but we won't get that confirmation until they come back from the lab. So it's a good result. My diary for the next few weeks is get better, get over the whole surgery thing, and I'm pretty sure I will. To everyone who was involved in that few days in hospital, I want to say a big thank you. That's HSA Surgery at Guy's Cancer Clinic, London Bridge Hospital, H2 ward, all the nurses and specialists and so on who were there. Thank you for looking after me. You did a fantastic job. Yes, I can and I will recommend you to anybody I meet who's in the same situation that I am in or was in. We're clear of it. That part of my life is done. I no longer have a life-threatening tumour inside me. Let's move on from here. That's it for this video. I'll give you an update if you're interested. I'll do you an update for next week when I go and see all the urology lots. If you've got any questions, please feel free to stick them in the notes below. If you want more sort of grimy details of catheters and stuff like that, then yeah, I'm perhaps not an expert, but I'm now very used to dealing with all that kind of stuff, and I can probably tell you a bit about it, even if it's only my perspective. And I'll remind everybody that all of this is only my perspective, and it won't be the same for anybody else. There may be some similarities, there may be some things we can share, but basically this is all about me. Selfish, isn't it? If you want to add anything to the discussion, stick it in the comments below, and if you want to know what happens next week, hit the subscribe button and I'll post you another video. Thanks, we'll see you next week.